Damani Marcano on stage now. Good to have you here.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me again.
And what brings you to Audition this weekend, Damani?
Well, I was featured in the recent article of Performance VW magazine, and they, very last minute, they invited me down, said that it'd be great to have the car down because there's a lot of people with stanced out cars, but it'd be nice to show like a race car and to be a little bit different. So that's the main reason why they wanted me down here, and just to have a lot more exposure as well.
So exposure is of course what the team's all about. So what race series is it that you're involved with?
I'm racing in the Volkswagen Racing Cup. It goes all over the country, racing at Snetterton, Silverstone, Donington, Brands Hatch, and we also do one international race every year. This year it was at Spa-Francorchamps, which was an awesome experience. Going through Eau Rouge, one of the most famous corners in motorsport, it's famous for a reason. It's an awesome place.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds quite intense.
Very.
How are you finding it so far this season? How are you doing?
This season it's been very challenging, not having any experience in cars at all. Seeing as I'm only 16, I can't drive on the road, and every time I get back into the car I have to get myself used to the clutch again and the gearbox, because it's all very new to me and very different. The team said that going into this season they would like to have top 10 pace by the end of the year. And they said that would be incredible if I was able to achieve that. And I managed to finish in 10th position at Spa-Francorchamps, which was halfway through the season, which is a track I'd never been to, and it was an amazing feeling to do that with a championship with over 20 drivers. It was really good to finish so high up.
That's amazing.
The only people in front of me were ex-touring car drivers, current touring car drivers, and people like that. So yeah.
Well done for that. A lot of respect due.
Thanks.
How did it come about then you got the opportunity?
Well, I started out in go-karts at Rye House, which is the same karting track that Lewis Hamilton started at. It was, I just went down one day and I loved it. I couldn't get away from it. And after my first year, I was 14, so 2 years ago, and I was racing against some people who had started when they were 7 years old. So they had half of my life's experience already in karting. And I managed to finish third in the championship, around 30 drivers. And I knew from then on that all I wanted to do was race. So we didn't have enough money to do the national championship in karts, which costs around £100,000 a year. So we had to find another way to get my name out there to sponsors and teams who want me to progress into higher forms of motorsport. So we started campaigns on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can catch me on there. Either search Damani Marcano or DKM Racing, and you'll find me.
Get all the shouts out now.
Yeah, and Team Hard, the team I'm racing with now, spotted me and gave us a call and said he wanted us to have a sponsorship deal for me to race in the 2015 Volkswagen Racing Cup, and to continue for a couple of years to then progress on to something like British touring cars, which was an absolutely amazing thing for me to hear. Not having any money, because in motorsport it's all about how much money you have to progress, and I'm still kind of speechless and don't really know what to say about it, but it's that's where I am now.
So you're with Team Hard, and the owner of the team is?
Owner of the team's Tony Gillam. He's an ex-British touring car driver. He's an ex-Porsche Carrera GP Cup driver. He actually came 1 point away from winning the championship after someone crashed into him on the last corner, and made him lose the championship, unfortunately. But he's an amazing driver. And it's great to have him as a team manager, because he knows about how to run a team, and he also knows how to give driver feedback. He's a very talented driver and very knowledgeable.
So is there anything else you can tell us about the team? I mean, what's your aspirations moving forward now?
Obviously, as I said, to go into British touring cars, which the team actually currently races in with a different driver. Then to maybe look at something like GT cars, so GT3 with Ferraris or McLarens. And then my ultimate goal is something like LMP1 at Le Mans, or in the World Endurance Championship. Those cars are absolutely amazing. The technology that goes into them to make them run for 24 hours straight at such speeds and so much stress on the engines is phenomenal.
So this is obviously something that's quite different to you. What's been a standout thing for you this weekend at Edition 38?
This weekend, just even being here, being invited down to events like this, having to bring my car along is just mind-blowing. Seeing all these amazing cars and great people as well. You can go up to any of the owners of the cars or any enthusiasts and speak to them, have great conversations. One of the standout things I would say is how much effort goes into all of these cars. Like, you can see like, the amount of hours and labour that went into the cars. It's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, and very much as hard as what you work in driving, and in the team prep, these guys work just as hard in presenting their cars as well and doing what they want to do.
Exactly.
So we haven't really talked about F1. Is there an aspiration maybe to get involved there? What's your, if there was a driver that was your favourite, who would you say you would like to be like the most?
Well, any driver in F1 I find is just absolutely inspirational. The fact that they can drive those cars is amazing. There's the obvious connection with Lewis Hamilton. He's an idol to me. He grew up in the same area as me. He started the same karting track as me. There's just so many things that connect us, and he's an inspiration to me massively. But also all the amazing drivers such as Schumacher and all the people like that are awesome. But with the facts of aspiring to be in F1, I feel like anything's possible, but my current aim is, as I said, my ultimate goal is to be in LMP1 at Le Mans or in the World Endurance Championship. Okay,
so you mentioned there was a competition that was being run. How can we get involved with that?
Yeah, there's a scholarship competition being run by Team Hard. It's really affordable. You can sign up and you'll drive either this car or a car pretty much exactly like it, same specs and everything. And if you get past that, you get to drive the car, you get interviewed, get through to the next stage, drive the car, get interviewed, and the winner of it gets a fully funded season in the Volkswagen Racing Cup, which is a prize worth between £75,000 and £100,000 depending on what happens during the season. And second place wins a test day in the car, so they get to go out on track and get to experience it fully. And I think third prize also wins something else. But yeah, it's a great thing to get into. All the details are on teamhardracing.com or on their Facebook page. If you just search them up, you'll find it.
Sounds amazing. Anything else you need to tell us about the team? Or any shout outs you want to give?
I want to shout out to my dad for being an amazing dad.
Where's Dad?
He's right there.
Anthony. Well done, Dad. Shout out to Dad.
For being awesome and supporting me through my whole career. Also to my sponsors, the Clever Baggers, who have been amazing to get me to where I am.
Yeah.
And also my team for just being so supportive.
That's excellent. Well, thank you for giving us the time today. Damani Marcano. Would we like to give him a round of applause and wish him all the best? I think so too, don't you?
Thanks.
We want to see him do well, represent, and know that we saw him here on the Edition 38 stage. So thanks very much again.
Thanks.
So we'll ask you if you can now move your car under, Damani. Thank you.